Oh my god. Yo, episode 11. Episode 11?
11, yeah.
Is it really episode 11?
It's 11.
1 plus 1 equals 11.
Yo, it does equal 11. If you put 2 and 2 together.
Wait, what?
Yo,
what?
it's a circle.
Some people see 2, some people see 11.
1 plus 1 does not equal 11.
It's a circle.
It's a
That is
circle.
not a message.
No, what does he say? Not triangles.
It's a circle.
It's a circle.
He was like,
Make a bar longer.
Larry. Alright. Is that the same? Yeah, it's the same movie.
I don't know if it's the same movie.
Yeah, Chuck and Larry?
The Make Bar Longer? No.
That's
No.
from like Click.
Yeah, that's from Click.
No. I mean, it's all Adam Sandler. Alright, anyway. Alright, my bad. Alright, so episode 3, break week.
Say 3?
Huh?
11, bro.
I said break week.
I heard 3.
Episode 3.
I heard episode 3, bro.
Larry's drunk, yo. I'm sorry.
Yo,
Wow.
clearly, still. Episode 11. For those, what is it in Spanish?
Okay.
Once. Episode once.
It's once. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
once.
yeah. Juichi, for those in Japanese. Episode 11, break week. This is that One Piece talk. We're also going live on TikTok for the first time ever. Woo! All right, anyway, yes. Episode 11, break week. My name is Larry.
Lawrence.
Seb.
And this is that One Piece talk, where we talk One Piece. So, to get things started, as usual, I like to do greetings and tell you guys some milestones that we have. So, first off, on TikTok, my TikTok people, we hit 1,000 followers!
Hey! That's you. That's y'all.
That's y'all! We hit 1,000 followers, and I just really want to say thank you to everybody on TikTok that continues to enjoy our presence, our vibes, and our energy, and also our love for One Piece. So thank you so much for even tuning in and clicking on our page. Remember also, if you're into One Piece and you want to watch most of our episodes, they're on YouTube and Spotify, so please follow. Next one is our reaction video on YouTube. So Lawrence, I didn't tell you yet, but our YouTube is still new, you know what I'm saying? So we did a reaction video to the Ohara One Piece theory, the greatest theory, right?
Yeah.
Usually our videos never really caught fire, so we never really went past like 100 or like 200. But our recent reaction video went to almost 2,000 views.
Wow.
So, for everybody that's watching, we're going to do another reaction video. Because we like to ride that wave. So, we're going to do a reaction video today. It's going to be from Mr. Morge's The End of One Piece theory. Basically him stating like, you know, what he thinks is going to happen at the end of One Piece, and he explains it. So we're going to react to that today because that was actually requested by one of our subscribers. So, arigato. Next one is, please don't forget to send questions. Don't forget to comment on our TikTok. Don't forget, our email is thatonepiece. Just do it. Thatonepiecetalk@gmail.com. So please send direct messages, send us comments, anything. We'll read it on the show. We'll even shout you out. If you have your own YouTube, we'll shout that out too. So please do that, man. We're all about sharing love. The next one is
Right on.
yeah. I guess that's it. So I just want to say thank you for everything, that you guys continue to enjoy this journey with us. Again, I'm always going to give you milestones because a part of that journey is the journey, not the end. So let's do it. So basically, do we do the reactions right now, or do you want to do the reaction later?
Last time we did the reaction later.
We did the reaction later last time.
All right, so we'll save the reaction.
Okay.
All right, so first topic. Oh, Marv, we're going to do the reaction later. All right, just in
Just blow Marv's whole schedule up.
just in case he wasn't, listening. I know he's listening. I know he's listening.
Oh, wait.
Marv's watching a whole other podcast right
Imagine. And it's like, it's weird. It's like Hamtaro. Just about Hamtaro.
Yeah.
That was Sebastian's favorite anime at one
it was
point.
not.
He fell asleep while watching Hamtaro.
Or
now. That's not the story.
Or Lovely Complex.
I stand by
that was
Lovely
a good
Complex.
show, though.
Lovely Complex is pretty good. I don't care what you say.
No.
Yes, it was.
Yeah,
I was tripping.
it was so good up to a point. All right, we're skipping past
Yeah, I
that.
was
We
tripping.
never watched Lovely Complex.
I stand
Yeah,
by it.
that's
I
right.
watched Lovely Complex and I enjoyed
Never.
it.
Yeah, I was tripping.
We never did that.
Yeah, I was tripping.
It was kind of good. All right, so first topic of the day. What's your predictions for chapter 10:22. Ooh, that's a deathly silence.
You want to go first?
No.
No?
No.
Because we ended off with Momonosuke possibly getting older. We saw Luffy eating, so he's coming back up.
Mm-hmm.
We saw Sanji. What was Sanji doing?
They didn't show.
Did they show that?
No, they didn't show that.
Oh, Robin just finished her
Robin
fight.
just finished her fight.
Yeah. So basically, what do you think happens next chapter, yo?
Fine, I'll go.
Yeah?
Yeah,
You gonna
I'll
go? Damn, Lawrence taking the helm.
Because
Go ahead, bro.
So they're pretty much going back to fights that didn't finish yet. Now might be a good time. They're either gonna go back to probably a little bit of Kaido Yamato, and I'm hoping they go back to Sanji scrapping. But also since Zoro pretty much is,
you gotta fix it. They're alive now.
I know. I say both. I say both. I swear, not on purpose. It just comes out. Whatever comes out which way, that's the way I say it.
Right.
So Zoro, like, pretty much, what is it?
That shot. He's
Yeah,
getting
that
some
shot
sort
is-
of medicine. Yeah.
So we could be seeing because we haven't seen King
that
in
could
a good
happen.
minute.
Yo, he doesn't even exist on the crew at this
he's
point.
not even. Yeah, what
Yeah,
is
he doesn't exist on the crew at
We
this
haven't
point.
seen King or Marco. I don't know if they're fighting each other. Probably makes sense, I guess. So I think we're gonna start seeing them.
Okay.
Sanji, King, Marco, and wait, who else is fighting?
There's Inuarashi and Jack, and there's
Yes.
Fukurokuju
yeah.
and Raizo.
Yeah, I'm gonna be real.
Big Mom and
it
Kid
might just
and
go back to the Jack fight.
the Jack fight.
And Big
Yeah.
Mom Kid.
Big Mom Kid and Law. And Killer and Hawkins.
Yeah, that's another one.
I
yeah.
mean, we're probably not gonna watch that. That's gonna get
I
side
am
paneled.
so into that fight.
I would like to see Hawkins stunt a little bit more than he has, but do I think it's gonna happen? No. They're not important characters. If you think about it.
to you.
Oh, my bad.
Well, was that theory that whole what kids supposed to do?
What's
That's
kids supposed to do?
another theory.
Wait,
Yeah.
what's kids supposed to do?
It's another Morge theory actually.
Yeah.
That he's gonna get all of the some of the supernovas that aren't Law and like Luffy and Zolo to join his crew. So it's gonna be like him and like Apu and Hawkins and stuff.
Yeah.
It's not.
It's a deeper theory.
They're going
when you
to
read it,
join
when you watch it.
Luffy more than they would join Kid.
absolutely not.
Are you
Absolutely
crazy?
No, because
why wouldn't they
Luffy
join?
keeps getting so much.
No.
He has to have rivals.
Yeah, Kid has to be an actual rival to Luffy.
Yeah.
If Luffy leaves this island with Yamato and Carrot and Jinbei
Bro,
with Zolo and Sanji,
even if
and
he
Kid
had-
just
hold on,
has
hold on,
Killer and
hold on,
Heat and
hold
Wire,
on,
he's
hold on,
getting
hold on.
dusted.
Yeah.
Even if he has Apu and all those other people, Kid has done nothing the whole time he's been here.
Yeah, him doing something here would be what sparks them.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
him just having more allies is gonna be a rival centric.
Yeah, because
It would give him
it wouldn't.
something.
No,
Listen,
it
I'm
would
not.
just be like, yo, I got more people on my side.
It would
that's
be.
it.
Put it this way.
But you can't bang with me. As we know it, the Yonko
Listen.
right now can bang with each other. Kid can't bang with Luffy at all. Like, not at all. There's not one. Yo, Kid wouldn't survive against Luffy.
I don't know, man. You're underestimating Kid because everything he's done has been off panel.
Yeah.
When he fought Kaido, he did better than Luffy did the first time. He got knocked down and kept getting up. Luffy got one-shotted.
I mean, I guess.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you're judging Kid based off of the fact that you didn't see it. And I told you, you have this problem.
Yo, no, man.
You have this
Kid is
problem, bro.
wild.
And Kid's will
And
still
you-
didn't get broken either.
It's fine if you don't like Kid and you think he's whack. That's fine. But you know the potential of the magnesium fruit. And you know
My milk
Kid
of
is-
magnesium.
and my thing is, you have to look at how Luffy treats Kid and his relationship with Kid is versus his relationship with other supernova like
That's
Law and
cool.
Hawkins.
That's cool,
He
bro.
looks at Kid like a rival. He doesn't look at Law that way.
When
he doesn't
I-
look
hold
at
on.
anyone else
When
like
I-
Well,
that
that's
way.
only because Lord, they're allies now. That's the only reason.
He doesn't look at Hawkins like a rival either.
And look, dude, they were driving on with when all three of them said, "I ain't moving."
That's
and they
because
all got,
Law
like, hit in
Law
the face.
stepped up. But put it this way, even when they shot the fire, right, and Luffy was trolling with the Big Mom thing, and it was like, all right, whoever dodges the fire first is the loser. If you look at that panel, Luffy's looking at Kid, and Kid is looking at Luffy. Law is looking at the two of them. You know what I'm saying?
You know who else did this? You know, when he was here, and he was like, when Kaido thought of people that was the strongest.
yeah. No, that's not the same.
And he
That's
looked
not the
at
same.
Luffy's
That's
bubble.
not the same.
And Luffy had
That's not the same. That's not the same.
Yo,
This is a live
no, we're
action
not doing that.
portrayal
We're
of
not-
what. Put it this way, when they were in Udon, Luffy and Kid, it's a rivalry
Sebastian,
to him.
no. What did
he
Kid,
looks at Law. He tells Law what to do.
Hold on. What did Kid do to Kaido?
Nothing, but that's
thank
fine.
you,
That's
thank you.
fine.
What has Kid done to Big Mom?
He slammed it at one time.
Oh, cool, because
Yeah,
I heard.
that's fine.
Yo, he's done nothing.
Yo,
The
and I'm
equivalent
saying,
of the equivalent of Kid, slamming Big Mom is the equivalent of Chopper slamming like Queen.
cool. Yo, listen.
There's no effect to it,
But
bro.
you're not adding any context. You're not adding any portrayal. You're not adding anything to it. You're just saying, okay, at face value, Kid slammed this person, and at face value, Kid didn't hurt this person.
If there was any other moment for Kid to shine and do something, wouldn't it be against Kaido?
It would be now.
With help?
It would be now.
And he hasn't done anything.
Yo, the fight's not over.
Okay.
That's all I'm asking.
Everybody was doing their strongest attacks.
Okay.
Everybody was doing.
So hold on.
You
So
don't
you
think
hold
that
on.
Gamma
You
Knife
think-
is Law's strongest attack? You don't think Luffy doing what he was
So
doing
can
is
you
his
think
strongest
Kid
attack?
did his strongest attack?
Yo,
Then-
at this point,
Aight, bro. Aight,
Yeah,
bro.
at
If
this point,
that's
yeah.
what you
But I-
think,
at
then
this
you're
point,
just
yeah.
that's
Honestly,
stupid.
no, but I actually-
that's
that's
stupid.
I honestly think that Law's attack, strongest attack, is not Gamma Knife. I don't think so.
Would you think
Nah,
his
I think
strongest
it is.
attack is?
It is. Nah, it is because he
What
used
do
it against
Hold on, what do you think
Doflamingo.
his strongest attack is?
I don't think he's shown it yet.
Oh, so we doing the whole Snake Man thing again? We're like, we're in a situation, we don't got
Listen.
any other...
Lawrence.
I'm gonna just...
Gamma Knife
like,
is probably
no.
his strongest attack.
He
He
probably
used it to take out Doflamingo.
He used it against Kaido, he used it against Doflamingo, and those are the only two attacks that realistically he places his life on the line. Everything else is from far away. You know what I'm saying? Like, he
Gamma
literally puts himself in self-harm.
I mean, it could be
in
something
harm's
else.
way.
It's the strongest attack we've seen from him to date, is my
the-
point. There could be
Yeah.
another thing that he came up with after the Doflamingo fight.
Nah, yo, Sebastian,
that?
you don't got any imagination, bro.
What do you mean? I'm
You don't
giving...
got any imagination, yo. You don't got any
Anyway, to
imagination.
get back on topic, because the topic was predictions for next chapter, right?
Alright, yeah, we did slide off a bit.
Got me ranted.
A little bit.
Okay, so you
Sebastian a
said...
little moody today, by the way. Just FYI.
Listen,
a little
man.
moody.
So, essentially...
Schmoody.
If I had to guess, I would say, like Lauren said, we're probably gonna get glimpses of stuff that's happening on the main stage. So King, Queen, maybe Marco King. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I think we get a flash to Inuarashi Inuarashi and Jack. I'm not sure if we get Raizo and Fukurokuju.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's gonna be one or the other.
Yeah.
I don't think we get that. I don't think we get Yamato and Kaido again. We got that like 3 chapters in a row.
No, go ahead.
Go, Lawrence.
I was just gonna say, honestly, I'm thinking if we do, when we get his Kaido flashback, you know,
Kaido flashback? I don't know. I can't call it, bro. I don't know when we're getting Kaido flashback.
because I'm thinking maybe
I did not go anywhere. Oh, my bad. It's all right. Let it rock. All right, anyway.
We're not getting Kaido's flashback yet. Something has to happen first
Yeah.
before we get it, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Something big.
I don't know. What would I like to see is more of my predictions. So
It's not the same as a prediction.
I know. I think predictions wise, it's gonna go back to the Jack thing, and I think that we'll focus on that a little bit more, like we've been focused on every little fight. Because I think Oda's plan is to brush through all these little fights. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It's either that or he goes back to that Jinbei panel, like that Jinbei fight. Like that has to come back around. And it's the same thing he's been doing since what? This is Act 3. So he's been literally taking us from up top to down low. And then back up top. And then now we're back down low again. So I think we're going to go back to the top eventually. But I don't think it's that fight between Yamato and Kaido is going to get side paneled, in my opinion. So we're probably not going to see much except her being defeated.
Yeah.
Yeah, like 100%.
And that'll be when we get the flashback, most likely.
Yeah, that makes
Yeah,
sense. That
of
makes
course.
sense.
And then that's when we'll be back up top, and then we'll probably go back down. So it would have to be the kid versus Big Mom. We might get something there. It has to be one of these little fights that's happening. I think for sure that's going to happen. We're not going to see the Momo thing for probably like 3
Yeah, no,
chapters.
that's not happening.
Yeah,
no.
for 3 chapters, 2 chapters, I don't think that's going to happen. But if it did happen, where Momo is in the next chapter and he's grown up, it wouldn't add any shock value. I think Oda's going to use that to create some type of like imminent surprise that we're all suspecting is going to happen, but we just don't know when. And when it does happen, it's going to be during this like epic moment where Luffy's going to see him.
Do you think Momo gets turned like on panel, or do you think like they just flash to it and Luffy's on a giant dragon? He's coming up, yeah, because that's how I see it.
Wait, he has to go up top, right?
Yeah.
So we're not going to see that. So.
I think that's how it would go. Like just see Luffy on a giant dragon and he's just flying up. But that's, I don't know. Because I can see it both ways. Like, one, it could be a dope cliffhanger if you do it that way. It can also be a dope like thing you do in the middle of the chapter if you do like Momo being pushed and making the decision. I don't know.
I'm going to be real. I don't know. But I think it's going to be one of these little fights, though.
I think Zolo getting up is the cliffhanger of this chapter. Because we get into the point where we need that to happen soon.
Yeah, Zoro needs to be back in the picture for sure.
We need Zoro.
Anytime he's not in the picture that much, it's, the anime seems to go a little bit weird.
Yeah, I think the final fight, I know I'm jumping ahead, but like the final fight with Luffy and Kaido, you think that happens after Onimusha drops down and connects to all the other ones?
When Luffy and Kaido fight again?
Yeah, no, not again. Their last fight. Like Act 5.
They fight on the ground?
During Act 5.
Do you think the Onigashima actually lands on the ground?
Is it supposed to land on top, either on top of something or
it's supposed to land where the flower capital is, right?
Yeah.
But do you basically the goal now is to prevent that from happening?
Well,
do you think it actually happens?
Well, the only other villain that's been punched through the air is Crocodile, right? Mm-hmm. Everybody else has either been hit sideways or downwards, if I'm mistaken, right?
Yeah,
because that's a lot of people getting forward. I mean, Buggy maybe. That's still sideways.
Nell got hit forward.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Okay, but he eventually fell too. What I'm thinking is, if every fight that Luffy goes into is somebody that's higher than him has to fall down and he has to be on top of them in order to make like this gesture of some kind, him toppling like gods, then he would have to like send Kaido down. So I think the island stays up. But if it goes down, Law exhausts himself and like has everybody transported to like outside the area.
Mm-hmm. And hopefully Kaido kills him.
I think that's what Law is there for mostly. It's either that or like Momo ends up doing what Kaido did and holding the island up.
You mean Odin?
No.
Oh, you mean like never mind.
Yeah, Momo ends up holding the island up like Kaido's doing now. Momo's going to get a boost in power like crazy. Man. He's going to scale up.
I have another question. I don't know if it's something that you have later, but if Momo does get turned into like an adult, do you think he stays an adult?
Yeah.
Or do you think... I feel like with Bonnie's existence, like there's no way he stays an adult. Like at some point... Right,
so we're not doing this Bonnie thing. Because Bonnie could be used for any situation. You can't just age a
dude up and just be like, all right, this is it now. Like he's just grown now.
That's it.
I don't know.
It's going to suck though.
Like what, 20 years? See, I'm only thing is like,
he'll be like, it was all his hair on me.
Do you think it would like
maybe your body's changing?
Maybe her body's changing.
Like contradict the whole time skip then. Then what was the point of you jumping in time?
For this moment now.
Yeah, for this moment. All right, so you gotta understand, like this moment is what their lives have been leading to. They're always going to just want to do everything they possibly can in order to defeat Kaido and get Orochi out. Like this is why they did the whole time skip. Like, it's not because to stay young. It's like, no, like, I needed to take over now. Like, I didn't need to take over 20 years ago because I was 20 years younger. So it makes sense.
Yeah, but I don't think it's like he's still going to have the mindset of a boy in a 20-year-old
But
that's why I think he can't stay that way.
Yeah.
No,
you know what I mean?
So you got to remember, he has the scabbards still. The ones that are alive that are going to guide him to this. Like, that's why the scabbards were with Odin as well. The scabbards were there learning to be able to help Odin out. Like, they were learning in process. Like, he took them out of the jungle and brought them and was just like, yo, like, we got to do this together. He's, like, they kind of got set up to raise Momonosuke.
I don't know, man.
To me, it's kind of wild. I see him more like him training to be, like, after this is done, training to be, like, the dominant one, but, like, also in physical strength. As a kid, going to be, like, a swordsman.
Well, he's going to do that, too.
On the Straw Hat ship, right?
No.
I'm really the only Momo for next Nakama person here?
Yeah, it doesn't make sense.
Yeah. All right, when it happens.
It doesn't make sense. Why would he be in...
Hit that next question.
Because the real thing is, why would Luffy ask him to join the crew?
Because they're friends.
That does not.
That's literally it.
No.
It's like
All right. So let's get past it. All right. So another question: whose backstory do you want to see in One Piece right now?
Kaido's.
like right now.
Yeah, like
just out of any character.
it could be out of anybody.
Akainu's.
Yeah.
I love Akainu, bro. That's my
Kind
guy.
of be crazy.
I need to know why
Akainu
he hates
would be
these pirates so much.
Kind of would be crazy.
Akainu would be dope.
It's easily Garp for me.
Yeah,
Garp.
Garp would be. Yeah,
Easily. Like, there's no doubt about it. He's seen all the epic stuff of the last generation.
So, like, see, when I think backstory, I'm thinking like the thing that inspired you to do the thing, not like your whole life story to this point.
What inspired you to be a Marine, yo?
But that's my point.
We don't get Marine backstories.
But when
like
you
that.
said it, you're thinking of like God Valley incidents too, no?
Yeah.
But that's
he's
not
going
what's
to go
inspiring
through
him.
that.
He's already a Marine. You get what I'm saying? Like when I
Yeah.
think backstory, I'm just thinking of what inspired you to try to be what you are, not all the wild stuff that went down while you
I'm thinking
were
all the
here.
wild stuff that went
Okay.
down.
If that's the case, it's probably still Akainu, but like,
Yo, Kaido was pretty dope because he was wearing the hoodie and he was like all dark.
I like Akainu, man. That's my guy.
He was probably killing everybody.
It's Dragon. It's Dragon. It's Dragon.
That's what I was gonna
Yeah,
say.
it's gonna be
Dragon.
Dragon.
That's what I
yeah,
wanna say,
it's
Dragon.
gonna be Dragon.
'Cause
Imagine
he's-
it's like super soft.
It could be
Now, I want to know
very
why.
minor
imagine?
trauma.
Why
He's
he-
like, yo, my dad was a Marine. All he ever wanted me to do was become a Marine. So I just rebelled.
that would make no sense. No, because the stuff he says, the stuff he says, it wouldn't add up to like, because he's legit trying to overthrow. Stop.
Hold on, but
The
Lawrence,
world's power at the
but
time.
Lawrence,
Like the world's
remember,
power.
I said the backstory is just the thing that inspired you to be the thing that you are. He might have seen some wild stuff while he became as a revolutionary, but he could have just been like, "No, I don't want to be a Marine."
All right.
Nah, that's
all right.
stupid.
All right. All right. Does Blackbeard need more screen time in order to be Luffy's endgame opponent?
1000% yes.
How about you, Lawrence?
Does he need more screen time? Yeah, I mean, honestly, that whole thing, I was actually telling Lionel about this, what I expect Blackbeard to get. Because especially we talked about, like, Blackbeard's supposed to be the ultimate. So he definitely needs more screen time. Because I think they should show even if it's not a lot, showing where he gets the third fruit, right?
I love how we assume that's just canon. At this
Yeah,
point,
that's just
that he
gonna
gets a
happen.
third
I know.
fruit.
Yeah.
It makes the whole three head just allow everything with threes in him. Pretty much the third through. I expect him to have conquers. I expect him to have actually all three types of hockey, to future sight to that level,
Oh,
all
advanced
the
version?
advanced versions of hockey.
Yeah.
I also expect him to have awakened all three fruits that he's eaten
Yeah.
and take that all to Luffy.
Oh, he needs more screen time than I was doing. You know how much
I
screen
want-
time that needs?
I want all of that. Like, the high conquers that high, all three abilities awakened, and I want it all.
Yeah.
To be that
Okay.
strong of a point for
Lawrence
the fight.
wants Blackbeard to be Pirate King. I got it. It's cool. That's
I want him
dope.
to be that
That's dope.
strong, so that when Luffy takes him down, you know what I'm saying? I want that
Yeah.
because Luffy's, you've seen that Luffy's not really fighting against the impossible, but it keeps the situation that Luffy gets in, it gets higher and higher, and Luffy's showing that I have to overcome this. So why not? Like right now, 2 Yonkos, you know what I'm saying? It gets higher and higher, the situations. That's what drew me to One Piece in the first place. They would get into these crazy situations that it was how do you get out of this? And they somehow, and everywhere everything possible could go wrong, it would go wrong.
Yeah.
It wasn't like they would, and then they would figure out a way to get out of
Yo,
it.
just saying that. Do you feel like that right now in Wano?
Everything going wrong could go wrong.
No, that inescapable feeling where you just don't know how they're gonna survive this.
Well, I don't see Luffy beating Kaido. I don't see it. And then also too,
Wow.
Big Mom's crew still hasn't come yet.
Yeah,
But as a
I'd be
one-on-one,
forgetting.
I've been
I'd be
saying this to
forgetting
Sebastian
too.
before, for the longest, that do you remember the whole thing that the Yonko, pretty much I kind of called Luffy getting one-shotted in the beginning by
we did.
Kaido from the jump.
Yeah.
I said, because Sebastian, who he saw Gear 4s, Sebastian's like, yo, he's Yonko level. I was like, no, they're going to be completely different
I
levels.
was wild.
He's like, Yonko level. I go, no. He was showing.
I said he had Yonko level pop. That's
Nope.
what I said. I was still wrong.
Yeah. And I was like, they're that much harder. Then when Luffy got one shot, I was like, I told you.
Yeah.
The Yonkos are going to be that far. I don't, Luffy has to whip out so much just to be able to fight on par with Kaido to beat him.
Yeah.
It's what he even has now with the new conquers and advance Bosuku is not enough.
Yeah.
He needs more. Even if he did Gear 4 with all that, it still wouldn't be enough. He needs more.
It wouldn't. He'd need another 2 years.
I don't know.
All right, anyway.
He just needs another loss.
Kaido's a grown man. I mean, maybe.
He just needs another loss.
Yeah, you said 1,000%, right?
Yeah, you know me. I have high expectations for Blackbeard, so I expect Blackbeard. I don't even know if he'll be the final villain, but he's going to be the final villain for One Piece, which is like the thing that we're fighting towards. There can be a war and everything after that, but the thing that Luffy's been trying to do this whole time is One Piece. And you know me, I expect him to kill Shanks. Like I'm one of those guys, and I expect
it would be crazy if he killed Shanks.
It goes against the promise.
It goes against the promise. It's funny. It's cliche, right? But I can't think of another example where this happened. Which is funny because I can't. I can't have your mentor die this late into the game. Like we're 1,000 chapters in, and the mentor is still alive and well and hasn't died.
That would hit way harder than Ace's death.
The whole promise of One Piece show. The whole promise of One Piece show is this.
But Lawrence
is not.
Lawrence, but a part of One Piece is tearing down the established authorities, right? Like the Yonko system exists. Shanks can't exist. You know what I mean? Like the new generation has to overtake the old. These kingdoms that they go to have to be destroyed for new kingdoms to rise. Like, or new kings and new, you know what I'm saying? Shanks is an old guard. He's part of the existing era of people. He has to go, bro. Like he can't stay. He can. How are we gonna look when it's like, okay, the new Yonko and Shanks who's been here the whole time is still here? That's not how it works in One Piece.
No, because remember,
it's just not.
No, Shanks is supposed to be Luffy's endgame opponent. Where like
in your mind,
no. What was the promise?
That I will have a crew that is better than yours, that surpasses yours.
But what? But Shanks' words to that was after Luffy said, "I'm gonna be Pirate King."
Yeah.
Then he said, "You're gonna be all out." So to beat out Shanks
is even being Pirate King.
To beat out Shanks, Luffy has to become Pirate King. How can I picture when like that was Luffy and Zolo fight Mihawk and Shanks at the same time. Like
that would be so hype.
Yeah, right. That would be so hype. That's what I think.
I don't see it. I don't see that because you're taking away from Zolo's moment. One and two. How is Luffy's endgame opponent gonna be somebody who's not even fighting for Pirate King at all? Shanks gotta go, bro. I'm sorry. He gotta go.
All right. Let's go move on. All right. So Marvel's like, yo, let's get this reaction video on the roll. So we're gonna end up doing that. Okay. So Marv, for anybody that hasn't watched this is Mr. Morge. He's super great on One Piece. I suggest watching him. He's one of the many few that we follow. So yeah, Marv, whenever you're ready, let's hit that.
Hey everyone, so today I want to talk about what is, in my opinion, the greatest One Piece theory of all time.
Not anymore.
And no, I'm not just talking myself up here because it is not my theory. This is actually a well-known One Piece theory that has been out there for some time. I believe the origin, as far as I...
Imagine he was like, nah, this is really my theory. Nah, this is really my theory.
Is it from the same...
I didn't make it, but it's mine.
Is it from the same Japanese guy?
No.
It could be.
Yo, hold on. Yo,
it could be.
Marv, go.
Yo, it could be.
No, is a post on the Arlong Park forum, and I'm pasting the link to that original post below. But I don't even know if that is the first person
we don't
who
have that
thought
post
of it.
below, by the way.
This is, by the way, the theory of what One Piece is, which is why I think it is essentially the greatest theory of all time, simply because it is the best answer I have ever seen anyone pose as to what the One Piece actually is, which means it answers the fundamental mystery posed at the start of the series. By far the most important mystery in the story: what is this treasure that everyone is searching for? And you might be thinking, Morge, what kind of a video is this if you're just talking about somebody else's theory? And that is a great question. You see, this theory is from 2013. A lot of story has happened since then. I have wanted to talk about this theory for a long, long time. Precisely because the further and further the story has gone on, the more and more evidence I have seen that supports this theory. I think that enough has happened since that theory was posted that it's time to take another look at it with a wealth of new evidence and consider if maybe it actually is just the definitive answer as to what One Piece is. So before we get into it, make sure to subscribe for more One Piece videos every week. So, let me quickly break down what the theory originally...
He's kind of handsome if you think about it.
Wow.
Right? Yo, Mr. Murder's kind of handsome.
Yo,
All right, pause.
Wow.
I'm going to double pause, but now I'm going to unpause.
yo, you know what's funny?
What?
Is that I followed Morge for a minute. There was a time where he never showed his face, and then he showed it, and people had this reaction, and they were like, "Bro, what
He's
are
a
you
handsome
doing?
dude,
You
yo."
should have been out here."
Yeah, he's probably bagging Namis everywhere. All right, go.
That came so
Or
Originally
mad
was
uncomfortable
before
that
getting
came so
into
out of
new
it.
evidence that I am personally bringing to the table.
Marvin's like, I'm not that
The
kind of
theory is that
director.
One Piece is not a treasure like gold or some weapon or even a poneglyph.
He's got a
Rather, it
cleft
is the
chin.
creation of a new ocean itself. Right now, the world
nigga
is
chin.
split into 4 oceans because of the Red Line and the Grand Line. However, if the Red Line were to be destroyed at 2 central points where it intersects with the Grand Line, meaning Reverse Mountain and Marijua, then suddenly all 4 blue seas would connect. It would be the creation of a new ocean. The ocean would finally be in One Piece. The idea is that this new ocean is the treasure of One Piece itself, and it is what the entire series has been leading to from the start.
Sanji's dream.
So for starters, this would prove Charlie's prophecy, that Luffy was always destined to destroy Fishman Island, as the destruction of the Red Line at Marijua would ultimately destroy Fishman Island below it as well in the process.
She had that guac.
It may
guac,
even
bro.
be why Joy Boy left an apology to the Fishman people. On top of this, it connects to Sanji's dream of the All Blue. Supposedly there is a sea out there where all 4 blues connect, and fish from every ocean can be found. However, interestingly, we've never heard of this sort of sea existing across 1,000 chapters of adventures, and it doesn't even make sense for a place like that to exist, except for the central points where the Red Line and the Grand Line intersect. As such, the All Blue is actually something that would have to be created. It is a legend tied to the One Piece all along, and will be formed when the Red Line is destroyed. On top of that, the 2 ancient weapons we know of so far perfectly play a role in this theory. Pluton is a warship of tremendous firepower, capable of destroying
Yo, Crocodile
islands,
got a big
and
ass
as such,
forehead.
it is also likely capable of destroying a portion of the Red Line. It may be the key to destroying Reverse Mountain, as well as the Marijua section. On top of that, the other reason that the ocean was restricted besides the Red Line was the Calm Belt. If the Red Line prevents sailors from traveling between the right and left hemispheres, the Calm Belt is what prevents sailors from traveling between the north and south hemispheres. The reason being, the Calm Belt has Sea Kings. However, the ancient weapon Poseidon could easily prevent the Sea Kings from being a problem for sailors ever again. As such, with the Red Line destroyed and the Calm Belt neutralized,
Yo, Oda was in his
there would
bag when he
finally
made this
truly
map.
be a free, open ocean. Lastly, even just looking at the construction of the One Piece world, the entire story is a search for a pirate's treasure, the biggest pirate treasure hunt in the history of pirate
pause
treasure
it, Marv.
hunts. Traditionally,
Yo, biggest glow up has to be Kobe, bro. Yo, biggest glow up, yo. It's either
Biggest
that or
glow up?
Alvita.
Alvita,
Yo.
hers was so instant though.
Yeah.
Like it was like, oh, she glowed up, like
Yeah.
right then and there.
Yeah.
It's probably Kobe though.
She had that fit tee.
that flat tummy tee.
That
on
flat
Instagram.
tummy tee, for sure. All right, go more.
pirates' treasures are marked on a map with a giant X marks the spot. As such, for the biggest pirate treasure hunt in the history of fiction, the grandest of grand treasures imaginable, there is a simple brilliance to the idea that it was hidden in plain sight all along, marked from the start with a giant X that spans the globe, with the great treasure precisely at the center of that X. Even just the simple fact that it is the red line doubles down on this idea, as it is traditionally a red X that marks the pirate's treasure. So that's the theory. To me, all that sounds really good on paper, best theory for One Piece that I've ever heard, and there are more details that the original post has, but those are the main selling points. Now, if you're already somewhat interested, everything I may say next may seal the deal for you. If you're skeptical, then I think you may at least have second thoughts after hearing my reasons. So,
I got second thoughts now.
let's get into my thoughts. From the way I view the series, this theory is probably the most fitting idea for what One Piece could possibly be, that stays true to everything Oda has set up both plot-wise and thematically throughout the story for several reasons. So, first of all, let me quickly address a common criticism I see of this theory, which is that an ocean, a new ocean, is not a treasure, and that Oda promised that there would be an actual physical treasure, therefore this theory can't be correct. Guess what? A new ocean is a physical treasure. What Oda said specifically is that One Piece wouldn't be some sort of intangible concept, like friendship or love or something like that.
Thank God.
But the creation of a
Word.
giant
Thank
new
God.
ocean
He lying,
to sail
yo.
around on is very much
Still
a
the friends you
real,
made along the
tangible
way.
reward. And if anything, it would probably be the reward that would make Luffy the most happy.
Luffy
it is
gonna punch
essentially
the red
a
line and be
reward
like,
perfect for
"Friendship!"
someone like Luffy, because by the end of the series, Luffy will have sailed the entire Grand Line. He will already have completed the journey across the most exciting sea. The only way up from there for him is if now all of the world's oceans were to suddenly be connected and he's now got one giant new ocean to explore where he could suddenly freely travel anywhere and everywhere, no more restrictions between the four blues, just finally endless open world adventure for Luffy and the crew. What do you think Luffy could be rewarded with that could be actually better than a giant endless ocean of adventure?
Boa
Meat,
Hancock.
money, a new hat? I think it's very clearly this. And again, while Oda has made clear that things like friendship aren't a treasure, Oda also went to great lengths from the start of the series, from all the way back in East Blue, to make clear to readers that a treasure can still mean many different things. If you go back and reread East Blue, you will see how many times Oda tried to beat that message into our brains. So yes, an ocean can be a treasure. Lastly, just think about it from the perspective of Sanji's dream. Sanji was searching for the All Blue, this special ocean. Before, pretend you've never heard of the theory that the One Piece is the All Blue. Would you have said that the All Blue, Sanji searching for the All Blue, is the same as just finding, friendship or love? No, I'm pretty sure it's pretty obvious that the All Blue that Sanji was searching for is a physical, tangible goal for Sanji. So
Hold
you
on,
shouldn't
pause that,
change.
Marv. Is this the same thing that I think you were saying, Sebastian, that Sanji and Luffy parallel each other and they have basically the same dream, but they don't know it yet?
Yeah, it was after I saw this video I was telling you about. it. Yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
Dude,
does.
I mean, he'll break it down further later, but it's like, it's deeper than you think.
So I gotta go Gear 3 in that. That's what Luffy's gonna be doing about. All right, though.
That mentality when you
my
find out
bad.
that the One Piece
Inappropriate.
is the creation of an ocean like that. A new ocean is obviously a physical reward. It is not some vague concept like friendship. So that criticism aside, let me just start getting into my arguments in favor of the theory. So for starters, at the most
Pause it,
basic...
Marv. Yeah, you think Boa has like respect?
Stop.
That's an inside joke, yo.
Oh,
All right, go Marv.
simple level. This is by far the best idea for what One Piece
think
is
Ant's
that
watching?
matches the core theme of the series.
And what are you
Freedom.
doing?
The One Piece is essentially freedom itself.
It's like a
with
thing
this
with our
theory.
friends.
It is the creation of a new
I
world,
mean, he's
an
seen it
open
more than
world,
anybody.
not bound by walls or ocean lines.
Disrespected
And of
it.
course, since the creation of One Piece would naturally be marked by the destruction of Marijoa, it would be the end of the Celestial Dragon's rule, and the moment the world becomes free again. As such, in both a literal geographic sense and in the actual series' central conflict, the destruction of the Red Line at Marijoa is the birth of a new world of freedom. Or actually, maybe it could be better said to be the dawn of a new world of freedom. Because there's a long-running theme that has been built up throughout the story. There is a cycle of oppression, destruction, and rebirth. Or more precisely, I guess, darkness, destruction, and a new dawn. This is something I discussed at length in my video, The Dawn of One Piece, but let me summarize here. The messaging that Oda has woven into the story over a long period of time is that there is a great darkness that envelops the world, that is, the world government. And it has been keeping the world in essentially a long night for 800 years. The sun represents freedom, and so the dawn of this world is the birth of a new world of freedom. And lastly, the path to the sun always begins with destruction first. The existing order has to be destroyed for the dawn to rise on a new world. If we focus on this point of destruction, we can see quotes supporting this all the way back in Drum Kingdom, with Dalton explaining that Drum Kingdom needed to be destroyed, and that they needed to start again with a clean slate. And so the arc ends when they are reborn as a country without a name. In Fishman Island, it is again stressed that it is time to end the darkness by destroying the country's previous history, with Fukaboshi begging Luffy to return the nation back to nothing. And most importantly, we have Dressrosa. Again, I have a full video just on Dressrosa explaining how Dressrosa is meant to function as a microcosm of the world government as a whole, ruled by a celestial dragon the same way the world is ruled by celestial dragons. Dressrosa seems to be nice but has evil under the surface, just like the world government, Doflamingo makes people that don't obey him disappear, just like the world government makes potential threats disappear. Doflamingo erases knowledge and history from people's minds, just like the world government erases the history of the world, so on and so forth. I really suggest watching that video for a more comprehensive breakdown, but the important point is that
I feel like they tried to do this with, like, Trump.
What? Censorship and erasing it from history. Hey, man.
Yo, man.
I haven't seen Trump on Twitter in a minute.
Yo, it's been a long time, yo. It's been a long time. Where's our Luffy at, yo? Is it Biden, yo?
It's definitely not Biden.
It's definitely not Biden.
It's definitely not Biden.
Yo, this is crazy. Nah,
Does that mean Biden's dragon?
Nah. Nah. Yeah. Who touches kids in this show?
What?
Come on, man. Just play the video.
What?
Wait. Video.
Yo, that's...
Play the video.
entire ending of Dressrosa
Marvel's like, that got political.
The old nation of Dressrosa being completely destroyed, completely and utterly reduced to rubble, which allowed for the birth of a new land of freedom. And so that is the consistent messaging throughout the story. Destruction of the pre-existing order, reduce everything to rubble.
I can just imagine somebody looking on the hill, and they're like, I ain't even got a short. Their house is just all destroyed. Oh,
you think they get pirate insurance? They'd have to, right?
Pirate insurance?
Yeah. The regular civilians, they have to have pirate insurance, no?
Instead of Geico, it's like Den insurance.
Do you think the world government just be rebuilding villages?
If you pay us the money, yeah. If you pay the heavenly tithe,
give me your children to experiment on, and I will build you your house. All right, go on.
Tear it down to nothing, and then you have the birth of a new free world. There's no way the finale of One Piece does not end with the grandest, most climactic depiction of this concept that we have been seeing throughout the story. Marijoa is perfectly in place, exactly where it needs to be for us to get that big finale, where we can see this idea play out on the grandest stage possible, the destruction of the existing order, reduce it all to rubble, tear it down to nothing, and suddenly you're looking at the birth, the dawn of a new world of freedom. The celestial dragons are gone, there is a boundless open ocean with no barriers, no great controlling force. It is the dawn of a new world. Now, one thing people don't see quite fitting is that the end of the story is just going to be Pluton being fired at the red line. This is where I think that there's a crucial, powerful piece that was missing from the initial theory. I'm going to get back to Marijoa in a second, but first let me remind you guys that the red line needs to be destroyed at 2 points. First Reverse Mountain, then Marijoa. I think no matter what, Pluton would be used to destroy one of these points at least, to sort of check off the use of that ancient weapon in the story. Most likely, that would be Reverse Mountain, since that comes first chronologically. The destruction of Marijoa should be the final climactic moment of the series. It also just makes sense based on the Straw Hats' journey. They should be getting close to Reverse Mountain again by the end of their journey. It would make a lot of sense for the Reverse Mountain plotline to be taken care of first before Marijoa. It especially makes a lot of sense because of Laboon. Laboon's entire storyline was built up around him versus the mountain. Him versus the mountain that he believed had his friends waiting for him beyond it. His entire life was bashing his head over and over again futilely against that mountain, trying to bring it down. What do you think that was set up for? How do you think Laboon is going to reunite with Brook and the Straw Hats? Do you think that they're gonna come sailing from over the horizon to slowly come into sight? Or is it not infinitely better set up for that mountain to finally come down in front of Laboon's eyes with the crew sailing through it?
Big facts.
To me, the entire inclusion of the Laboon plotline into the story in the first place inherently makes a lot more sense. Like, why Oda even thought to include it in the first place if One Piece was the destruction of the Red Line all along. Because if the Red Line always needed to be destroyed, if Oda always knew that that's what would create the One Piece, then technically to be symmetrical, he would have to have it destroyed at 2 points to actually create the actual full open ocean. So Oda couldn't just have one big destruction event occur at Marijoa, he technically would also need to destroy Reverse Mountain at some point over the course of the story. Okay, but then that kind of makes the destruction of the Red Line at the end of the story slightly anticlimactic, since now it's happening twice. But not if you're smart like Oda and you realize you can get another story out of it. And so Oda wrote in Laboon, a character whose entire storyline was built around wanting to see the destruction of Reverse Mountain, so he could be reunited with his friends. And Oda wrote in Brook, so that this storyline actually culminates in a powerful reunion when the Straw Hats inevitably come all the way back around and destroy Reverse Mountain. That makes it so that the first instance of destroying the Red Line is its own special event for an entirely different reason. It's the resolution of a long-running character plotline. From there, the Straw Hats could easily sail back through the first half of the Grand Line to Marijua, gathering allies from the first half of the Grand Line as well along the way. I fully expect the nation of Alabasta to be involved in the final battle. I fully expect Amazon Lily to be involved, so on and so forth. Whereas the Straw Hat allies from the New World could easily follow them through the first half of the Grand Line as well, or just come around at Marijua from the other side in sort of dual front attack. It doesn't really matter. And now we get to Marijua. Do I think that Marijua is going to be destroyed by Pluton? No, that is a weird, anticlimactic end to a story like One Piece. Just having a big ship shoot a big cannon to make a big explosion, and then freedom. I doubt it would ever be that easy. I think the simplest answer is that the final arc of One Piece will climax the same way that every major arc of One Piece climaxes, with one final attack by Luffy. I've talked before about how one of the biggest strengths of One Piece fights is Oda's ability to think through how he can do something special with Luffy's final blow. Something meaningful, something thematically resonant, something beyond just beating the villain. Something that carries symbolism with it. There is also a trend for Luffy's final attacks to conclude with him hitting his opponent through something. Punching Crocodile through layers of bedrock, taking Arlong down through Arlong Park, Lucci through the tower, Hordy through the ship, so on and so forth.
You could pause it, Marv. You could just end the video, actually. We only got 10 minutes left. So we basically
get to the Sanji part.
We know that the Sanji part makes sense now. Sanji is considerably the end all be all where everybody's gonna accomplish their dream, basically. Mm-hmm. Like his dream needs to be accomplished in order for everybody else.
Nah, the point was that Luffy and Sanji bonded over sharing the same dream in Baratier, but they didn't know it because his dream is all blue, his dream is One Piece, but it's the same dream.
Yeah.
You know
that's what I was trying to say. Yeah. All right. So we watched the video, and let's give our thoughts. So starting with Lawrence, because he's so uncomfortable when it starts with him. We got a couple minutes left, so.
All right, so it's a dope idea. I'm just gonna say now.
Have you watched that before?
No.
Oh, okay. Wow.
Yeah, so that's my first time. Yeah. It's a dope idea. No, actually, I believe all that can and possibly will happen, but I do not tie it to One Piece.
What do you mean?
You think One Piece is something else? You think all that's going to happen, but One Piece is something else?
Because even the points you brought out, like for example, like.
What do you think One Piece is?
I think it's something else.
The friends you made along the way?
No.
Okay.
No. Because even what Gold Roger said, it has to do with wealth, fame, and power, and kind of like everything this world has to offer. He said, I left it there in one piece. Right? Mm-hmm. So it's something more than that. Like, that's dope. Like, that's awesome. But I believe it's something more. Because the way Roger is also, too. He likes flashy things.
He could have also been speaking metaphorically, though.
Maybe, but he said he attained everything in this world, like at the highest level that the world has to offer, right?
Well, that was his goal.
Yeah,
it could be Luffy's goal is probably different, right? So his One Piece might be different from Luffy's.
That could be true.
Or I'm just saying, One Piece could be changeable.
But what the whole thing is like in the show, if you get what Gold Roger left, you become Pirate King, right? Is that it?
See, that's why he needed to finish the video. No, I'm playing.
No,
but. No, I mean, I can feel that. I feel that, like, that all that can still happen, and it doesn't necessarily mean that that is what One Piece is.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Like, Luffy can still destroy the Red Line. It can still have all those things take place, and One Piece can be something different still.
Yeah, because also, too, I do believe Mary Jolis, that place has to get down because it's ruled, in a way, by the people who rule the world government. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So Dragon is trying to overthrow them, and I doubt why live up there, like, above people. Mm-hmm. Because how you gonna ruling above people while you're above people? You're not connecting with the people, and that's what they're doing. So I believe that's probably going to be destroyed. Unless you pay their bills. I believe that's going to be destroyed. And the other one, I can see that being destroyed, like Luffy doing that because the whale thing, separating that. I could see that both happening, but I'd separate it from the actual One Piece itself, as in the what Roger left behind.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about you, Seb?
When I first saw it, I was like, oh, yeah, that's probably 100% true. And then another theory came out, and I was like, can they both be true? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because where Raftel is and One Piece aren't mutually exclusive. Raftel could just tell you how to get One Piece. You get me? And that's like been my line of thinking, because I actually believe the first theory that we did, O'Hara's theory and this theory, but like they technically two different things. So it's like, how can they both be true?
Yeah.
Because there's too much in both, in my opinion, for it. I mean, it could be something else. Oda's a good enough writer where he can make it anything, but it just made a lot of sense when I watched it, and I liked it. And then the O'Hara theory came out, and I was like, how can they both be true? I guess they can both be true if it's just, this is where Raftel is, and this is where One Piece's creation is. It could be both, and then One Piece is something else entirely, like Lawrence is saying, I guess. But
Yeah.
I like it. I liked it a lot. It's one of the better theories that people have had on the internet.
Yeah.
Shout out to Arlong Park Forums.
Yeah.
That was a long time
That's
ago.
a long time ago. Damn. I guess it's on me. I feel like they both make sense, right? I have issues with both. The one issue I have with this video from Morge is that Shirahoshi is the end-all be-all to this succeeding. And by that, I mean, the Calm Belt is filled with Sea Kings, which is why people can't cross over, right? Unless you have Atom Wood or something like that, right? I
think the Marines have a system where they coat the bottom of their ships.
With sea star.
So it really comes down for me is like, if she dies within a year, Luffy's dream is taken away because now the Calm Belt comes back. So that seems like a little iffy type of ordeal right there. Like that, I'm not sure because of her. So I don't know if that makes sense. Now the whole red line, meaning a red X, that makes sense. The Laboon making it, where he was hitting his head, coming back full circle with Brook, reintroducing him to his old friend, and then Luffy keeping his promise. Ugh, beautiful. But I feel like that's different from what Morge is really getting at, because I know those things are going to happen, but this is where it seems a little flimsy, and that's with Odahime. I think her name is Odahime, right? Shirahoshi. Wow.
That's her mom.
Odahime, that's from Bleach, bro.
Odahime is from Bleach.
That's from
Wait,
Bleach.
what was her mom's
There
name?
is a Odahime in the show. There is a Odahime in the show, yeah.
They're basically the same person. But I think that's what I have issues with, Like, I really do think that Marie Joyce is going to be the island the part where we're going to have to destroy that. I think Luffy will be the one to break it if it's not Platoon. But we have to also be like, what's Platoon at this point? Is it a person or is it a ship? Or do we have Uranus, or like, what is that too? Like, these three ancient weapons are going to be the key roles in playing this factor.
Yeah.
Unless that final battle where their journey is going to go through the red line and then to Marie Joyce, I think if they do that red line, I think that's where Luffy and Blackbeard fight. I truly believe that, because I feel like you're not going to be able to use Pluton or Shirahoshi to break these these things. I think that you're going to have to use the Whitebeard's fruit in order to break it completely. And the only way to do that is for them to get to this high level, and it'll be climactic as hell. And then he goes to Marie Joyce, and then he fights the Marines.
It's funny because that's my only problem with it. I think he would be fighting Eam, and I don't see how Eam would have this fruit. You know what I mean? That was my only real issue with the theory.
I don't know. It's a great theory.
Yeah, it is.
It's definitely a great theory. I think that it touches on a lot of points where, this is going to happen. I don't think it's going to happen exactly the way it was being said, though.
I don't either, because also, too, thinking about it, we already had a Pirate King, and he didn't do that.
Yeah. The only thing I had that was different about the last theory that we watched with O'Hara, it was, in order for Jaya to be moved that far from Enies Lobby, we would have had to have some continent pullers, such as oars, pull that island away. Because there's no way that this island would have been, like, a piece of Jaya would have been sunk all the way down, and then it's all the way, like, here on the other side of the world. Like, that's the one part of the theory that really goes, nah, this isn't true.
But we have continent pullers as a species in the show.
But
we even have, hold on. What if it was Janisha who did it?
They're rumors. They're rumors. They're not official. There's never been an island pulled that we've heard about or seen. They just call oars a continent puller.
Listen, the name comes from something, bro. Somebody was pulling something.
Listen, man, it could easily be done with a Sea King. Like you know what I'm saying? Like it could have easily been done by the previous Shirahoshi.
The only thing I can think of, remember what happened with the Straw Hats going to Freshman Island? If that thing sucked them up, you know that thing that like
the white storm current
and
thing?
then like teleported them. That's the only.
There would have been no
take the
people
whole
alive.
section of the island.
But
bro?
this is what I'm talking about. You see where it like
It gets
kinda
unrealistic,
realistic.
even though it's unrealistic.
Yeah.
Like it would be hard for Jaya to move that far, and for Enies Lobby to be where it is. So this is where I say like there is flimsy like points in each theory, which I don't agree with. I'm gonna tell you right now, Oda looking at us. And he like, these dudes don't know what the hell are they talking about. They don't know what they talking about. They out here catching, this cat and mouse right now, bro.
Because also,
and I'm Tom.
I don't know. I think we on his heels.
I'm Jerry, bro.
I think we on his heels.
Like,
yo, we gotta be on his heels.
We on his heels, bro. Chill.
Think about Gold Roger.
Still time to change it up.
Stop putting videos out.
Because think also Gold Roger would have to meet there and leave it there. Did he really go to L's lobby to leave it?
Hold on. The reason why Roger couldn't is because he knew he was dying, and Shirahoshi wasn't going to be of age to control the Sea Kings in time for him to do it.
Roger was like, "Damn, I wish I
I'm
was here when she was
I'm
right."
talking for the other theory we did, the other reaction.
I
missed what you said.
I didn't hear you say either.
I said Roger's waiting for Shirahoshi.
Oh, stop.
Like, yeah, she gotta be of age one day.
Nope. Anyway,
Roger a creep.
Okay.
Hey, you know my theory about Roger having mad kids, yo.
All right, so so this did bring up something to me. It's like I do think One Piece will be One Piece to each individual according to what their goals and their wants are. It's like a wish come true. You know what I'm saying? Like it probably alternates. Like Raftel or Laftel, when you get there, it tells you something. And then you're like, I have to decide like what this means. That's why there's so many meanings, right? That's why Ray Lee was like, I might tell you and you might receive something different from what I'm telling you.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
He did say that, yeah.
He did say that.
He said you'll come up with
your own
truth.
answer.
Yeah, your own answer.
Yeah.
You think they would?
And then Shanks probably knows, so he came up with his truth, and which is why he's doing what he's doing. So there's probably different truths for what you are as a person. The same way when you eat a devil fruit, you become that personality type in a way, right? Mm-hmm. There's just certain ways of you just like having your own wish come true. Mm-hmm. Like and Disney it leads World? You to that. Because if you think about it, One Piece is kind of like a wish. You know? Like, whatever you want is basically what you're going to get.
Yeah.
In a way.
You're granting your own wish because it's your dream.
Yeah. So why wouldn't it change upon the person actually finding it?
Because like the treasure is whatever you value what treasure is.
Yeah, and then Whitebeard...
But is that tangible?
Hold on. And this kind of... If I was to prove it even further, even though this probably doesn't make sense, when Roger told Whitebeard didn't even want to go after One Piece. And it's because Whitebeard's wish was he always wanted a family and he had one. Mm-hmm. He didn't care about it. He's the only person that we know besides probably the only person we suspect that knows it is Garp or Im. We don't know, right?
I feel like you're saying a lot here.
Yeah.
But you're still not saying anything at the same time. Somehow. and I'm not trying to knock you. Because I was like, yo, that's like, I'm like thought-provoked for real. But I'm like, but what did he really just say? Like, what did he really just say?
I'm just saying that overall, it's changeable.
Home is where you make it.
You're right.
Home is where you make
that's
it.
Where he at.
Yo, that's where
he's at.
Yo, for real. Like, home is where it's at.
We don't like to see homos naked.
Yeah. Well, maybe I'm making sense. Maybe I'm not making sense. But this is just like a thought that I'm having that I'm just saying, like, this is it. Mm-hmm. Like, this is probably what One Piece is. Like, getting there is going to be the ultimate way of feeling what One Piece is and going through the motions and being appreciative and excited and I can't wait to find out what it is. Like all that awesome stuff is gonna happen, but ultimately I think One Piece is gonna be super basic.
Yo, right? Like I feel like
super
it's impossible for Oda to actually satisfy us with what it is.
Well, I'm not gonna say it's gonna that
long,
may happen, but for it to be basic though, because Roger, he liked the adventure. He liked flashy things. He was crazy. He was wild. So whatever he attained, because also remember, he made himself Pirate King by all the stuff he attained. So whatever he did, he made it great.
Luffy's not even going to be Pirate King at the end. He's going to be more than a Pirate King.
Oh, all right. Pirate God? What are you talking about?
He might be pirate. Yo, he might. Because think about it. Luffy is going to he's going to surpass Roger in every way. right? And then he's going to purify the world in a way. He's going to bring that new dawn. So why wouldn't he be basically Nika?
He
Nika.
is referred to as Anime Jesus.
No, that's Goku.
Both of y'all need to stop.
All right, my bad.
Both of y'all.
All right, anyway, what I'm saying is he's going to be more than Pirate King at the end of the show. I think he's going to think he's Pirate King, but everybody else is going to be like, no, you're the savior of all our countries. You know what I'm saying?
With Daddy's help. Dragon. Luffy's dad. Luffy's dad.
I got it.
Yeah.
I was like, what?
I'll tell you, he needs more screen time, for sure.
Yeah,
like, he's only showing up for like a minute in total.
Dragon Eye.
He needs more screen time.
Give me Blackbeard screen time over Dragon screen time.
They both
of course. They both need it. Yeah.
Because
Dragon just pull up to the end of the war.
Dragon's really about to reshape, or his goal is to reshape the world.
He ain't about to do anything.
Luffy's not trying to do it. Luffy's just gonna be a player.
He living vicariously.
He said, my son got it, yo.
He's like, hey, that's my seed.
You your daddy's son.
I'm the pappy.
All right, man. Marv, we gotta go.
Oh
yeah, he didn't tell me. That's why. Okay. I was wondering. I mean, we can keep going, Marv. It's up to you. Yeah, Marv is like, get the hell out.
Let's wrap it up, B.
B. Y'all talk about cartoons.
Hey, it's anime. There's a difference.
All right. Anyway, yeah. So, episode 11 down in the books. Mm-hmm. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Just remember that we're on YouTube. We're also on Spotify. You guys are the best. Thank you so much. We can't wait to see you on episode 12. We love you. Have a great one.
Jana.